Hey, welcome back. I hope everybody is having a great Friday, and thank you so much for joining me talking all things Masters of the Universe. With San Diego Comic-Con just a week away, and we know that Too Bad, the cartoon collection version of Too Bad, will be one of their main pre-orders on the show. I thought it'd be kind of fun to revisit, real quick, the new Eternia MasterVerse version of Too Bad. We'll take a look at them in the packaging, the artwork. As you can see, I have my loose version right here on my turntable. We'll also look at every version of Too Bad that has come out so far of the history of this amazing brand, from his 80s line to his two versions of the 2000X lineup and the classics version of Too Bad. And also, I'm going to give you my thoughts and hopes to get out of, San Diego Comic-Con as far as new play sets, new figures, release dates, you name it. And I'm looking forward to, like you, of, some surprises, from the world of the Master of the Universe, and a whole lot more. And I would love to hear your thoughts and feelings, what you expect to get out of San Diego Comic-Con, what, hopeful figures to get out, new figures to get out, new play sets and stuff like that. So I cannot wait to hear your thoughts and feelings about this. Now, of course, if you are new to my channel or first time watching, I hope you will subscribe afterwards. I hope everyone hits that like button, and thank you so much for doing that. Hit that notification bell when you upload new videos, and please share this video. It has a passion and a love for collecting all things Master of the Universe. Now, without further ado, let's take a look at Too Bad. So this is the only version of Too Bad that I have in my collection. Okay, I know. What kind of collector am I? But it still is an amazing figure, and I'm happy to have at least one Too Bad in my collection. So here we go. So here he is. This was a mini deluxe figure right here. Of course, you have that 30 points of articulation. You have the old school MasterVerse logo. I gotta say, I love the big window box, but I do love the updated MasterVerse logo on the new box art. You have right there. And there's old Too Bad. There he is. Now, I will say this. The names of the two characters that form Too Bad, I don't know their names. If you guys can let me know on the comments below who the blue guy is and the purple guy is, I would really appreciate that. It's escaping my mind right now. So thank you so much for doing that. But there they are, Too Bad. Of course, in the cartoon collection versions, there'll be two separate figures, and with the help of the Origins line, you can combine them to form Too Bad. Of course, he comes with a really cool axe and a lot of accessories and weapons and guns and clubs. A shield, the vintage shield that Too Bad is known for. Extra pairs of hands. You have the new Eternia logo right there. Of course, a nice glamour shot of the figure right there, or the figures, I guess you would call it. Beautiful artwork as always with Too Bad here. All right. And from the back right here, really amazing. I know there are two. I know there are two mortal enemies of each other, two captains on either side. So what a really interesting concept, taking two mortal enemies and combining them to one figure and having to work together into one body. I thought that was a really clever, figure, in a story, of having two, these two arch enemies, combined into one figure. I thought that was really cool. There's Too Bad right there, the double-headed evil strategist right there. Whereas new Eternia, is, original designs inspired by classic concepts, and so these are some new, ideas, because the new Eternia line, is slightly different from the vintage lineup, because they tweak it up a little bit, they give you new weapons and new, armor or something different, something a little different what we've gotten before from these amazing figures. So the new Eternia is like that. Of course, the cross cell when it came out. All right. So really cool. Of course, the other side just has Too Bad. All right. So here he is, right here in figure form. This massive, large, very cool figure. Massive, very, not as heavy for some of the other figures, but he does have some weight to it. But great detail of the figure. It looks amazing, absolutely amazing. I love the shield, the vintage shield, and the fact that they gave us some newer, different armor. weapons for Too Bad. The axe looks amazing, and I love the fact that the axe shows these two-headed, dragons right here on the top, or of the axe right there. That was a nice little clever, little detail they gave us with Too Bad. One of the clubs I have here in the back right here. You can, stow on the back right there. Absolutely amazing. But here's a question. Okay. And I want to, one of my questions, because the cartoon collection coming out. So technically, we don't technically are going to get a vintage style Too Bad. Okay, from the 80s. As you know, the cartoon collection and the vintage line are slightly different in appearance and height and scale and everything. I mean, they're origin figures, yes. But of course, the cartoon collection is based, off the Filmation cartoon, came out, and then the vintage line, is more of the 80s retail line that we've gotten back in the 80s. So the question is, so technically because we're getting, the cartoon collection, we have the MasterVerse New Eternity line, we're even getting that Turtles of Grayskull, Rocksteady, and Bebop, Build-A-Figure, Target exclusive Too Bad figure, I think in October. But we still have not gotten a vintage style, Too Bad figure. And my question is, do you think we're going to get that? Do you think we're going to really, actually get a vintage style Too Bad figure in the Origins line? Maybe the San Diego Comic-Con, cartoon collection will give us, a variety of different head sculpts and bodies, to create our own version of the vintage style Too Bad. I really hope so. I do hope. I really think. I really think, and I hope that we will get a vintage style Too Bad figure, in the Origins lineup. And speaking of that, let's look at his first version. Okay, that came out in 1985. Here he is. There's the 85 version of Too Bad. So this style here, this is the style I'm hoping to get, in the Origins, vintage Origins lineup. Of course, he came with a variant, which had a flatter back. As you can see, the original version had a much rounder backside with Too Bad here. With you can see the vintage shield, and the arm, the hands that would clamp together or squeeze together. That cool action effect right there. So yeah, let me know in the comments below. Do you think we're going to get a vintage style, classic version of Too Bad? Maybe alongside his cartoon collection. And I think for the first time, we are getting a cartoon collection, Filmation style Too Bad, which is awesome. I mean, don't get me wrong, I cannot wait to get Too Bad. I'm looking forward to getting him. I'm looking forward to getting that Rocksteady Bebop Too Bad. But as far as, vintage, style Too Bad like this, do you think we're going to get this actually in the collection? Now, also you can see in the original, form, they're both their head sculpts are equal size. Okay. Now moving on. Now you can see here, this version of Too Bad, went more in the 2000X feel and look, because you can see because there was two variants of Too Bad in the 2000X line. Okay, so let me get that real fast as we get here. So here's both versions of Too Bad, and as you can see, like I said, they take this right here. It takes the same style and look of the 2000X lineup right here. So here's the first version. As you can see, the blue version, or the blue guy's head is taller than the purple guy. I'm sorry. The best I can do is call him blue and purple guy. I'm sorry. Their names are escaping me right now. But as you can see, they come with a cool weapon right here. So there they are. There's one version. And then the second version that came out the same year, a repaint. As you can see, they swapped heads. So now the purple guy, like the New Eternia guy, but on the left, but even that is different. You can see the style it ranges differently. So the left side has always been taller than the right. I just noticed that. Okay, compared to the New Eternia version, where the left side is taller than the right. I mean, if you're looking at this is the right side, that's the left side. Obviously, this is the left and right, but you can see the opposite here. You know, going for a little different feel. So maybe this is why the new Eternia is like that too. Not just with extra weapons, but they swapped it out, where this side is taller than this side. Right here. If that's confusing, guys, I apologize, but I mean, and even the armor is different too. This one having a silver armor and shield, well, this one has a gold armor and shield, more vintage style. All right. And also, we got to look at the classics version too of old Too Bad. Where is it at here? Once again, I want to thank Pixel Dan and Dark Horse Comics for this incredible book here. You know, giving us really good detail. Now, the classics version of Too Bad went back to its roots. Went back to the '80s line up, as far as, you know, they having the same exact, you know, even head sculpt and stuff like that. And here's the the classics version that came out in 2014. As you can see, you know, one, you know, head is not taller than the other. It's basically, you know, like I said, you know, giving it tribute or going back to its roots in the '80s lineup. You know, having the heads, you know, the same height from each other. Of course, you got the same shield right there. The same vintage, the same weapon is now included with him, with classics and with the 2000X, which the vintage line did not give us. Right there. All right. So yeah, let me know your thoughts and feelings about Too Bad. Are you looking forward to getting him in the collection? Do you think that we will get a vintage style Too Bad? You know, hopefully, you know, in our collection. You know, I hope so. I think that would be a major missed opportunity. I mean, I'm still happy to get an Origins based, you know, a brand new, never, you know, we've never gotten a Too Bad in the Filmation cartoon style figure. So that'd be great. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love it. I'm looking forward to getting that Rocksteady Bebop, you know, Too Bad esque figure from that Target exclusive, I think in October. I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, so I'm looking forward and getting, you know, Too Bad in the collection, I hope. But I'm looking forward, and here's some things I'm looking forward in seeing and hoping to maybe get. Now, we all know, let me turn on my turntable as we talk. Now, we all know that, you know, Too Bad is one of the main focus, you know, in the San Diego Comic-Con in Origins. But what about MasterVerse? You know, will we get anything from MasterVerse as far as anything new? You know, I'm looking for, now we did get that teaser of that new Eternia, you know, Horde Trooper, you know, a couple months ago. You know, maybe we'll get a street date on that, and when, you know, maybe we'll have bring that back out to us, you know, and give us a street date of when that will be. You know, it's supposed to be a pre-order from Mattel Creations. Maybe that same day, they might drop that on us, you know, with the cartoon collection Too Bad. You know, hey, you know, I gotta, you know, you never know, So maybe we'll get that, you know, some new figures. You know, I would like to, you know, get a Queen Marlena and a King Randar, you know, in both Origins and Masterverse. You know, I mean, that's another thing that we just talked about. Cringer being a figure, a beloved character in the world of the Master, but gets very little like figures, and you know, and another figure, you know, is, you know, Queen Marlena. I would love to get an Origins based, you know, cartoon collection, vintage style, Masterverse style. You know, Origins figure of Queen Marlena. If you want to have her with her husband, King Randor, hey, I'm down with that. You know, do a whole, like, family, the whole, you know, royal family with Adora, Adam, Randar, you know, Marlena. You can have the whole, like, a nice 4-pack, you know, with the cartoon collection. I mean, I'm there. Sign me up. You know, I'm looking for, like, as far as Masterverse, you know, new figures, maybe, you know, some figures that we still need to get. You know, I think that teaser of that, you know, of the Dark Adora, you know, we saw at the end credits will be a great, you know, exclusive or, you know, of an upcoming figure. You know, even vintage stuff. Will we get any, like, announcements for any upcoming vintage figures that we still need? I would love to get a Real Blast, you know, Origins figure, or even the cartoon. Well, I don't think it was part of cartoon collection, but you know what, some Princess, like maybe they'll announce the Princess of Power, lineup, part of San Diego Comic-Con. All right. Now let's talk about playsets. Okay. Now I'm hearing rumors that they're supposed to, and I hope, and maybe it's just a rumor, but I really hope they bring out a prototype of the Serpent's Lair, playset, the fan voting winner that, it's supposed to be like a crowdfunding, playset, and maybe they'll have a prototype like they did with the Snake Mountain to show us, at San Diego Comic-Con, giving us, detail of the playset itself, all its functions, all, is going to be, included in the playset, maybe a really cool figure to get, like I said, maybe plasma or as a figure to get in maybe the first tier, how much it's going to cost, when's it going to be released, all that, I'm looking forward to that. Another thing I would love to see if they will announce maybe a attack track, a Filmation style based attack track, in the cartoon collection, or even the Turtles of Grayskull. Like I said, I would love to get a mashup of the Turtles Van-esque attack track, a mashup between, the two amazing, brands, and that'd be a cool thing. Even like announcement of maybe a ooze pit or a slime pit or or a fright zone, esque, playset from the Turtles of Grayskull lineup. And speaking of the Turtles of Grayskull, yes, we do know that, we're getting, April, and we're getting Hordak, and we're getting, Splinter, the King Grayskull Splinter, and, the Stealth Leo and Stealth He-Man. But what about beyond that? What, and I hope they will give us release dates on those figures for Wave 4 of that, of the Turtles. But how far is this line going to go? I mean, where are their plans going to take us, or going to give us, as far as figures and new figures? I mean, you can do Evil Land, you can do Orko, and Man-E-Faces. Both brands are so massive and so amazing. They can come up with some great figures in the Turtles of Grayskull. So it could be endless, So I'm looking forward to that too. What is the future of the Turtles of Grayskull? As far as figures, play sets, vehicles, you name it. In cartoon collection too. Like I said, I would love to get a, like a Ram Man cartoon, a Filmation style based Ram Man. I think we are getting Man-E-Faces. Orko, and like I said, Orko, who's, based off the Filmation cartoon. He was created from the Filmation cartoon. Buzz Off, and figures that we normally don't get in the origin, in the vintage lineup, guest stars like Lizard Man and, Evil Seed and, Count Marzo, there's all kinds of bad guys that, they were part of this wonderful, amazing world, that I'm looking forward, hopefully, that from the cartoon collection can give us. So let me know in your comments below, your thoughts and feelings. What do you expect to come out of San Diego Comic-Con, anything that you're looking forward to, like a new figure, a new playset, a new vehicle from any brand. You can name any brand, MasterVerse, the Vintage Origins line, the cartoon collection, the Turtles of Grayskull. Maybe we'll get some Sunman figures. In the MasterVerse line, of course, we have Sunman and Pighead, in the MasterVerse. What about the rest of his, Sunman, universe? Will we get any Sunman figures in the MasterVerse lineup? More, new Eternia. I'm not Eternia, I'm sorry. Yeah, new Eternia, yes. And, new adventures of He-Man, We have Skeletor, we have Slushhead, we have He-Man. Will we get any of those brands, of that brand, in MasterVerse, So, this whole world, you can, this Princess of Power, I would love to get a vintage style, Shadow Weaver and, Modulok, in the collection. And the Princess of Power, like a bow, a Swiftwind, and Stride, and yes, I can't remember her name, Spirit and Swiftwind, for She-Ra, for MasterVerse and for, Origins. We can go on and on of this amazing brand. I'm looking forward, coming up, like you guys, I'll be, glued to the TV and watching this amazing line of hopefully some great figures. And some I got a feeling they're gonna give us a surprise, figure, in the on the show. So I cannot wait. All right, like I said, I hope to hear your thoughts and feelings. What do you expect to come out? Let me get my camera a little bit more centered right here. In the in San Diego Comic-Con. All right. So, all right. So thank you guys for joining me today. All right. So once again, guys, I want to take the time now, of course, to thank my subscribers. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, guys. It's been a lot of fun. I cannot wait, for San Diego Comic-Con for 2024. I'm looking forward to, seeing what the MasterVerse gives us. Besides Too Bad. All right. All right, guys. Also, of course, thank you again. Don't forget to hit that notification bell when upload new videos. And tomorrow, I'm going to start, I'm going to go head back to the Superstars lineup. Now, the Superstars lineup is a Origins-based pure wrestling lineup that I do from time to time. For Wave 4, do a quick, a review of the figures in the packaging. Like I said, for the wrestling Origins figures, like the Superstars lineup and the Masters of WWE Universe, I am only an inbox collector only of those figures. But we'll look at Wave 4. Okay, so I hope you guys will join me for that starting on Saturday. All right. So I hope you guys have a great Friday. And I'll see you guys on Saturday. Take care and have a good one, everybody.